Hello there. Welcome back to the Postpartum Path of Yoga. We are in phase 6, week 2 of your mindful movement practice. Today you're going to need your firm folded blanket and you'll need your yoga strap. Let's get started on that firm folded blanket. Have a seat, snuggle in. Just take a moment. Center, feel your breath. Remember, this is mindful movement, so we need to find that connection with mind and body and spirit, and the breath is the tool that yokes them together. So feeling your breath. Let's review our pelvic floor contraction and release exercises. We'll just do 5 together. So inhale, let it release. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Let's do one more. Inhale. And exhale. I think that was 5. Again, I get in my zone and I lose count. So from here, let's come back to our birthday candle breath. We'll keep it with the S exhalation that we did last time. Taking a breath in, remembering that birthday candle's far on the other side of the room. Let that go. Okay, so next we're gonna come back into table pose. We did this last time where we have been doing cow and cat with the pelvic floor contraction and release. We're gonna do that. We'll do 5 total. So finding that nice alignment of the spine to get grounded and centered in the pose. And let's inhale, cow pose. Exhale, cat. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. 3 more. Good. All right, so from here, we're gonna review the bird dog with that spinal flexion on the exhale. We'll just do 5 per side. So we did this last time where we reach out in bird dog, take a breath in, exhale. One more. Very good. Now we're gonna need our blanket for the next little flow. We're gonna start adding more flow elements to our practices. As we're in phase 6, we should have the core strength by now to support connecting movements from one to the other. So we're going to do a flow that involves locust, table, puppy, back to table, back to locust. Okay, so I'll show it to you. So we're going to take a breath in, exhale locust, inhale table, exhale puppy, inhale table, exhale locust. Okay, so every inhale, exhale has a movement. So we're going to do 3 of these, so stay with me. If you can only get through 1 or 2, that's fine. You could watch this again tomorrow and do it again. All right, so take a breath in. Exhale. Table to puppy. Inhale. Exhale, locust. And down. Let's do 2 more. Take a breath in. Exhale, locust. Inhale, table. Exhale, puppy. Inhale, table. Exhale, locust. 1 more. And down. Very good. All right, let's push ourselves up. We're gonna come to standing. Let me fix my blanket so it's nice and tidy for the next time I need it. We're gonna do a little bit of a standing sequence, so starting with the awkward chair pose. We'll do 5 total, so find your grounding in your mountain. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, sit in the chair. Reach it up and back down. Let's do 4 more. Up and down. Good. 2 more. Hopefully with these flowing practices, you're finding how strong you are to keep it to a smooth, steady movement. It's actually your core strength that's doing that for you. And release. Let's do our pulsing squat with some pelvic floor contraction and release. Feel your breath. We're gonna inhale down, exhale. And just find your mountain from here. All right, we've got some heat moving through the body. Let's take that with us as we come back to sit. Now we've already prepped our blanket nice and tidy, so it should be easy to put it in that nice solid ledge for the pelvis. So we're going to do cow face pose, and we've been doing it with those number 4 legs. So let's cross. I have my right leg over the left. Bring the arms out like a T. Opposite arm is the one that's on top. So you're gonna externally rotate that shoulder, bring it up, pat yourself on the back, roll in the other shoulder, and just find your cow face pose here. We're gonna add an element to it in a little bit. Right now, just find your center. let's release the arms down and find a side bend. That's our new addition here. Good. Reach that up, change sides. All right, finding that number 4 on the other side, bring the arms out. The one that was on bottom is now on top. Roll the other shoulder in. Just find your pose here. Good, let's release the arms, find your side bend. And reach that back up. Now from here, let's come into staff pose with the seated forward bend. So you're going to need your strap. And again, I'm actually, no, take 2. Okay, now, so from here, I'm going to move to the side view to show you the next pose. It's the seated forward fold, still sitting on the blanket, but I want you to see the length of the spine that we're really going for here. So as you sit in staff pose, take the strap, loop it, so to speak, at the balls of the feet, sitting up nice and tall, and then find your forward bend. So if you need to have a little pillow of air beneath the knees, totally fine. But we want to keep the crown of the head, a nice long line of energy feel to the tailbone. So please don't stick out the chin thinking that it's taking you closer to your feet. That's not the point. So breathe here with me for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay, bring that up. We're going to come into Upavishta Konasana. That's our seated, wide-legged forward bend. I'm actually going to turn to face you for this one. So my long legs have room to move. All right, here we go. That's nice. All right, so the blanket is still helping us to lift the pelvis. We get that length of the lower spine. Sitting up nice and tall. It just should feel like staff pose, but just with your legs open. And we're gonna add a twist to this. So let's take the arms out like a T. Exhale, just bring your hand on top of the opposite thigh. Bring that out, other side. Out and down, and from here we're going to come into cobbler's pose, new pose. So bringing the soles of the feet together, knees are wide, and let your knees just be nice and loose here. We're opening the inner thighs, opening the pelvic floor. Just breathe here. Again, this is one of the poses you could do while you're sitting on the floor with your little one, reading books or playing with toys. Anytime you can repurpose a mindful movement practice in your daily life of the things you need to do, do it. Why not? All right, now from here, with this centeredness that we've established, let's come into our rest and relaxation. So moving all your props off to the side. Go ahead and lie on down. Oh, it always feels so good. And again, this is where we really just help to wipe the slate clean of any tension you may have brought into the practice. And if it's not completely gone through the practice, just let this be the moment where you do that. And it's also the moment where you integrate all the gratitude, the contentment of your efforts, that loving kindness for yourself, like just let it all come together here. Feel that free movement of the breath. And stay here for as long as you are able. And you're doing such a great job. I'll see you next time.